What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. Chase need to go sit down somewhere. Like, he really do. Him sitting there talking about, Michael owes him for busting up his marriage. Sir, how long ago was that? Are we still bitching about that? Michael doesn't owe Chase a damn thing. Not a word. And I love how Michael tried to shut him down about even having this conversation about Willow. There's no reason to have it. Chase needs to mind his business. He keeps sitting here talking about, oh, Willow's a good mother. Sir, where the hell have you been all this time? You were not around for majority of the crap that's been going on in their marriage. You haven't been around. All the stuff that was going on with her and Drew and the shenanigans, the court hearings, the whole custody case, you were not around for none of that. You're not privy to any of this information. And that's what Michael was basically trying to tell him. Like, you don't know everything. And Chase doesn't. He doesn't know all the facts. You only know what Willow told you. That's all you freaking know. You don't know everything. But yet he's trying to sit here and accuse Michael of being, cruel and trying to punish Willow and thereby punishing the kids by not allowing her to be around them or them to see her. It's not punishment. That's what he's not understanding. Like, dude, go focus on your wife. Go deal with your wife and try to help her build a relationship with her son. Go do that. Instead of worrying about what's going on in somebody else's, family. It's not your business. Like, he was really getting on my nerves. And I'm surprised Michael even gave him an ear and let him say whatever he had to say, because I wouldn't have. I would have just simply told him, mind your business, you don't know everything, and walk the hell off. Now, I know for show purposes, Michael had to stand there and listen to it, but it couldn't have been me, because I would never let somebody have an opinion on my life or my children's life when you don't even know everything. Mind your business. That simple. So anyway, moving on from that. Speaking of Willow, this fool sat there running her mouth and blurted out to Isaiah about how Drew was blackmailing Portia. I said, you big mouth heifer. Just had to run that little hole. Like, shut up. He didn't even know all of that. And now she talking about, oh, please don't say anything. And he probably will. When he see Portia, he probably gonna say something. People don't keep their mouth closed. And see, this is why I say Chase need to mind his business. Because when Willow was talking to Isaiah didn't know that Willow and Chase used to be married. He didn't know that little piece of information. So he's just now finding that out. And this heifer said that Chase is the man whom she thought Michael was. The type of person she thought Michael was. I said, oh, hell. Because she was talking about how everybody, some of them, not everybody, but some of them have been in her corner. Like Isaiah, Liz, Chase, they all been nice to her and been in her corner, making this situation easy. And when she said about Chase, I said, here we go. Here we go. Every time Willow sees a man as a hero, coming in to rescue her, she starts latching on. And now she's about to start doing it to Chase. Because now that Chase been nice to her and, been in her corner lately for the past 2 days, now she want to latch back on him. I'm like, oh, my God. This is why Chase should have minded his damn business. Typical Willow. This is her pattern. This is what she does. Any dude that, shows any type of hero complex, she latches on. She want to be with them. She, start being, gushy about them. Start becoming obsessed. Like, oh, he's my destiny. Oh, here we go. Here we freaking go. Lord have mercy. I'm just over her. I wasn't even mad. I was so happy when Sonny told her, like, look, we need another nurse. This is why she need to be fired, because half the damn patients up in that hospital she can't even treat because she got an issue with them or they got an issue with her because of something she did. So how the hell could you be a nurse there? Like, I done seen a couple people up in that hospital ask for a different nurse when they noticed that she was their nurse. They do not want her as their nurse. That hospital need to let her go immediately. Toss her. Sonny is working his mojo. He is working it. Let me tell you something. He is doing his damnedest to infiltrate ADA Turner. He is doing it. He was like, oh, I could pull some strings, get you seen by a doctor, quick. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, ADA Turner, you want him. Stop it. Because why you hanging around him so much? And it's so funny because she talks about Anna's friendship with Sonny and Jason, but yet look at her. She talks about how Laura is always around Sonny, but look at her. She's been spending quite a bit of time around him. Coming up with excuses to be around Sonny. She like him. Sonny about to turn her. He about to turn her every which way but loose. Because he flashing them dimples, being nice. Brought her a wheelchair for her little messed up ankle. Taking her home. I said, oh, Sonny is working it. Like, he is about to put it on her ass. And she don't even probably realize it. That man about to have her speaking in tongue in a minute. I'm trying to tell you. Sonny about to get it. He about to take her to the island in a minute. That's how Sonny get down. Sonny be taking these women to the island. I seen some people say Sonny need to get back with Nina. They was cute when they were together, but Nina got her own shit going on. She's still a little, ticky boom in the head. She's still a little, little wackadoo up there. I don't know how that would work. Now, Sonny dipping his toe with the ADA, that's like playing with fire. But Sonny don't care. Sonny do not care. I could tell. I feel like this is part of his plan. But I also feel like he kind of a little intrigued by her. I don't see why, because, no shade, but it ain't really much that would intrigue me about ADA Turner, to be honest. So I feel like this is a game he playing. Same thing he did with Claire Walsh. Oh, he flipped homegirl. He had Claire coming to him asking to be, her baby daddy. She wanted that man to, get her pregnant. I was like, damn, Sonny got it like that. Like, what is it about this man that be having with, like, I just want to know, like, what is it about this man that be having women in such a tizzy? Because they be going crazy over his little ass. Like, is it the dimples? Like, what? The slick back hair? Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it the danger factor that, intrigues these women? Like, they be going crazy over his little miniature ass. He be pulling them, though. Sonny be pulling them. He be getting that. I ain't even gonna lie, because he done pulled some baddies. Even at his age. Sonny up there in age, and he's still pulling these hoes. I'm like, I know that's right. Get it. So anyway, moving on from that. This whole Rocco situation, as y'all know, is pissing me off. Because this boy is working my nerve. Like, Rocco is really working my nerve. He working my patience. Like, what is his obsession with wanting to get to know Britt and Obrecht? And I love how Jason swooped in and just let Britt, not Britt, but Obrecht know, like, listen. And he respectfully let her know. He didn't yell at her. He didn't scream at her. He let her know in a way she would understand. Like, you just need to respect, his parents' wishes and fall back. You know what I'm saying? You were not related to him. Britt was not related to him. Y'all need to, you just need to fall back off of him and stop, trying to get to know him better. And stop, trying to spend so much time with this boy. Because it's not a good look. Like, it's making his parents uncomfortable. It's messing with his mind at this point. Because that boy wants to get to know Obrecht and Britt more. And he know. Like, he knows that Obrecht, had a questionable past and whatnot. But he still want to get to know her. I get it, but, it's like, what more does this boy want to know? Britt literally only had him for a few months of his life. There's nothing more to know. His parents still had him when he was a baby. So I just don't get the obsession. Like, what are you doing? Britt was not his second mother. She was not a mother to him at all. Obrecht was never his grandmother. This kid need to let this obsession go. He really does. Because I get that, a lot of us are frustrated with Lulu, but a part of me can't blame her, though. She's getting annoyed by this. And I can't totally fault her for that. Her approach is, pissing me off, but I can't totally blame her either. You know what I mean? Because I would be annoyed by this shit too, and I am annoyed. She doesn't want Obrecht around her son. She doesn't want him looking into Britt or Obrecht, and that's her prerogative. That's her child. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame her. This woman stole him. You know, this woman stole him when he was a concept. You know what I'm saying? He was an embryo and she stole it. So I don't, blame Lulu for that. I get where Carly coming from because, I respect Carly. Let me tell you something. She loyal because as soon as Lulu came to her and was like, I need your help getting Obrecht out of town, Carly was like, yeah, I'll help you. Carly didn't even hesitate. She was like, yeah, I'll help you. But before I do that, you need to understand this. Like, Obrecht has changed. And she has. Like, Obrecht is very different. I get where Lulu coming from. Just because Britt and Obrecht have changed over the years and try to become better people, it really doesn't erase what they did, and it don't. But you can't always hold the past against people. You can only do that if they're like a Helena Cassidy and Jerry Jacks kind of people. Then you can. You can throw the past in their face all day, every day. But when you have people that's constantly trying to change and trying to be better, you can't always hold their feet to the fire. You can't always do it. But I respect how Lulu and Dante both feel about this. But there's a thing that they're missing here. And that's what I feel Laura and Lulu are, not Lulu, but Laura and Carly are trying to tell both of them. You have to stop pushing. You know what I'm saying? By ordering Rocco, pushing Rocco to stay away from them, you're pushing him further into their arm. More so, Obrecht, because she's physically here. Dante's more receptive. Dante is listening, because Laura had that same conversation with him about it. Letting him know, like, listen, just be there for him, support him. Don't keep trying to tell him to stay away. Don't keep trying to force him because you're going to keep egging the situation on. He's going to slip away from y'all more and more. And that's what Lulu's worried about too. She's worried about her son slipping away from her. But if she plays the long game maybe and try to support him on this, maybe, he'll warm back up to her and Dante. He'll start, stop being so attitude with them and snarky and, start smiling more with them and start being who he once was with them. Maybe if they support this, but keep pushing and pushing and pushing and ordering and telling him what not to do, that's not working. So you got to try a different approach. Because Laura's basically was telling Dante, like, yo, maybe he'll, let this go. If you support it, he get the answers, whatever answers he want, he'll drop it. But I get where they're coming from. Like, this shit is annoying. But Dante know Lulu's not going to be receptive to this like he is. Like, he's a bit more open to it because Britt isn't physically around. So he's, kind of okay with, Rocco being around Obrecht asking questions. He's more open, but this whole situation is just a hot mess. It really is. And Carly was trying to let Lulu know, like, listen, you wasn't around when Britt was changing, and she was changing. But I get where Lulu coming from. She spent years in a coma away from her son. She's trying to rebuild that life with him, rebuild that, what they once had. But this whole situation is just messing that up. And I get it, but she just needs to change her approach. So anyway, Laura was sitting here talking to Dante about Sonny. Trying to talk to him off the record if Sonny kidnapped Marco. But you already know Dante not going to really answer that question. He just gave her the official answer from the report that, Marco got lost on a hike or whatever, and that's where he was. Because it's a sticky situation for both of them. They're both in a bad position because they're related to Sonny. They're connected to him for life. There's nothing they can do about that. But they also got to think about their careers too, because all of this is going to impact them. Then they got to think, Laura got to think about Rocco. Dante got to think about Rocco. Because if Sonny goes to jail, then what? And they got to think about Gio now. Since that's, Sonny's grandson too. So it's a sticky situation. It's messy. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? Everybody in town know y'all related to him. So there's no distancing yourselves, even though they refuse to do it anyway. And I respect it. What's the point? Everybody know. So anyway, moving on from that. Tracy has had a change of heart. She's not going to the PCPD about, Sonny's laundered money. Maxie is not here for that. Maxie was like, listen, we need to go to the police because she thinks that if they go to the police and show them this, it's going to prove that they have nothing to hide. I get where Maxie's coming from. Normally, I would agree. But Sidwell had a valid point, too. Y'all had this information for a while now. and y'all just now showing it to the PCPD. If you had nothing to hide or whatever, the PCPD, the police would think like, okay, you should have came to us when you first got this information. Why are you just now bringing it to us now? Because the justice system is not the fairest system all the time. Maxie thinks they just gonna waltz in there with this information and be let go. It's a sticky situation because it may not go the way Maxie thinks it's gonna go. It can go the way Tracy thinks that it's gonna go, where now they're gonna be under investigation. It could mess the company up, financially. They're gonna be audited. There's going to be an audit, and they don't know what else Natalia was doing. They don't know what else Natalia knows about their finances that they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So Tracy doesn't want to risk it. And Lucy and BLQ don't want to risk it either. As much as, Tracy may hate Sonny right now, she's not willing to cut off her own nose to spite her face. She's not willing to do that. There's just no way in hell. Tracy was like, listen, we just going to have to do what we do and hope like hell that Maxie keeps her mouth shut, and they even took a vote of it. They was like, listen, we gonna vote, and they just hope Maxie is, capable of being quiet. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.